We're live? Oh god, we're live?
I don't know, it's not showing up.
What?
This is live chat, I see this.
Yes, that is live chat.
Oh no.
I will check. It says stream offline. It still says stream offline.
Okay, I leave now.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
It should not be stream offline. It should be.
It says live here. Hey, there it is.
Now it's not.
But it won't let me sign in a chat.
Eh?
Oh,
No, you are signed in.
No, we're not.
What?
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, we're live. We're good.
We're live, but we
Yeah, we're good.
can't. Okay, I will reply to the chat.
Yeah, we're good.
I'll reply to the chat from my phone. Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I'm actually going to pull up chat on my phone, too, so I can keep track of things. How's it going, guys? It's, I guess I'll go first. It's me, No Name.
Ah, shit. It's your boy, Snuggles here, okay?
Snuggies.
Elijah. Oh, it's Elijah's watch. Oh, now that's...
Oh,
the
and I'm
chat's
here too,
updating.
apparently.
Yeah, the chat should
But
be
that's
live on
much
that.
less important.
Yeah, exactly. The least important part.
All right, y'all. How we doing today? Good. And how you doing? Good. Good.
Good?
Do I
How
need
you
to
doing?
log
Good?
in on
Good.
your...
Good.
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 I don't know how this works.
Good.
Hey, how you doing? Good?
How you doing? Good? Good.
Thought you left already.
I thought so too. We're live. How you doing? Good.
How you doing? Good?
When are you guys gonna start selling TM high kappas?
When we get a source for them?
We will do this soon. Hopefully, we'll be getting those in eventually, one day. But TM high kappas are hard to get your hands on because they do not do. Play Red Dead? Why don't you play the Red Dead on your station and then watch us on your phone?
First off, hold on. I'm gonna add a little bit of comment in there. Yes, Red Dead is awesome, but what's more important?
I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead. I played Red Dead all day today.
Unpopular opinion.
you
It's
need to
not
get
the best
Apex
game
Legends.
everyone's saying it is.
No, I know do this.
Yes, you need to get Apex Legends.
No,
It's fun. Apex Legends. Everybody get it. It's fun. This is not a sponsored video, by the
Hey,
way.
here's an unpopular opinion. Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't actually deserve all of the awards it's getting because it's just Red Dead Redemption.
You shut your stupid mouth.
Really, you're going to tell me Redemption 2 is better than The Witcher
Redemption?
3? Yeah, you're going to tell me RDR 2 is better than The Witcher 3?
No.
Why are you
Then why
comparing
is
it
it
to a
then
different game? Shut the
Because
fuck up.
it's getting
Ryan.
more awards
Language!
than
Sorry, Ryan, you're dumb. Don't talk. You're like, well,
the best
if you
game of
said
2018.
Skyrim, yeah, but that's
Best game of
not.
2018.
Witcher's not Witcher's not even close to Red Dead.
If I had to pick between The Witcher and Red Dead, I would go with Witcher.
Well, no, that's not a comparison. It's not like you're gonna say, oh man, what's my favorite food? It's like, is it apples or is it pizza? It's like they're not in the same category.
Yeah, but still, somebody can like apples more than they like pizza.
No,
I
you
will
can like
say-
it, but no.
That's the point.
This is
That's
merit.
the whole point of
no,
that.
the whole point is the merit of it.
But that is
arguing
the
that's
point.
No, that's
the whole
not
point.
it.
The whole point
No,
is
you're wrong.
Yes,
You're wrong.
No, how?
No, because you don't understand the concept of it's the merit. It's like you're comparing. You're like, Skyrim and Call of Duty. It's like they're not in the same category.
Yeah,
you can't
but if
say
I'm
that.
gonna say I like Skyrim
Well, yeah, you can
more
say
than I
you
like Call
like
of
them,
Duty,
but that
that's the
wasn't-
point we're getting
No,
across.
that's not the point that he was making.
Okay.
That's the point
Okay.
I'm making, though.
In the context of genres of video games, it's not the same thing. But if you're saying story-driven RPG, Witcher is better. But Red Dead and Red
But
Dead
Red Dead's
Redemption 2
still
are,
not.
they
that.
are the best Western games ever made for anything.
But this is
Anyway,
still not
getting
that.
back on topic.
You do not understand this.
Pretty
So,
awesome.
what do we have coming
What's it
up
like
this
being
weekend?
wrong, everybody? Damn, y'all. I hate this.
How dare you?
I agree, Killer Clown.
Well,
Let's
you guys
talk
can't
Airsoft.
figure that. I don't know. What do we have coming up? You guys.
I don't know. What do we have coming up? Last time I checked, we have a certain type of gaming going on from 8 to midnight on Saturday.
We have it.
That's 18 plus. Adult night.
That sounds like adult.
I don't know.
It does
Anthony
sound like
Rios,
adult
are we
night.
going to show any airsoft guns? We do have a lot on the counter.
No, we're not gonna show
all
any
of the
airsoft
all
guns.
of these are actually cardboard cutouts
Yeah.
just for decoration.
What he said.
Yeah.
So, this Saturday, 16th, adult night, 4 to midnight,
Yee.
18 plus only. Going to be a good time. 400 FPS, no required safety kills, all those good things. So definitely come out, rep it. Next Friday, the 23rd, is going to be our first next Saturday night is going to
I
be
was gonna say Friday.
Pistol Shotgun night, 4 to midnight.
Woo!
No age requirement on that. Just late night gaming, we're going to be trying Pistol Shotgun night, and that's it. So we'll see how that goes. And then the 30th is also going to be adult night, so that'll be a good time as well.
One quick reminder on Pistol Shotgun night: no tapazines.
Okay, yeah.
If I remember
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, tapazine, you cannot run no high kappas with tapazines. If you're running a gas blowback, it's got to be a gas blowback.
Yeah. So very much looking forward to that. We still have Nerf night going on Wednesday nights 5 to 7:30. We still have regular airsoft gaming going on every other day of the week. So it's really cool stuff.
Also, April 7th.
Is
Extreme Vice.
But I know nothing
buddy.
about this. So Tom, talk about it.
So basically, if anybody's not familiar with Miami Vice, it's essentially going to be kind of like basically cops versus drug lords, essentially. You have the Vice Squad, and you'll have, I believe, the other police team is going to be the DEA, and then there'll be 2 cartel-based teams. So most likely like a Colombian cartel, which I will actually be the leader of the bad guys this time, which is kind of weird for me, but it's basically going to be law enforcement versus the drug lords. And basically the way it's going to run is we're going to have 4 teams just like we normally have. We'll end up splitting things up as need be, depending on how many people end up showing up, depending on what the teams are balanced like. And obviously, as far as trying to pick your teams, just like with every other up, make sure you pre-reg when the pre-reg goes live. And we will let you know when the pre-reg goes live. It'll be coming up very, very soon. But if you want to play on a specific team, or if you want to play with your friends, make sure you pre-register. If you do not pre-register, you are just going to get put on whatever team needs you.
What are you doing?
I'm setting up the stream
How
so I can.
dare you.
you.
Oh.
Oh.
So make sure you guys are pre-registering. You're also going to save yourself the $5 just like you normally do with every other op. So if you want to save yourself money and you want to go ahead and play for the exact team that you want to play for, pre-register. If you don't pre-register, you're not saving yourself the $5, and guess what? You're going to be put on whatever team needs you.
Cool.
So come out.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you're not here, you're a loser. Or so Chuckle says.
Pretty much.
Sure, it'd be nice.
Just so I
if
can
had-
You're not here?
skirt. Just so I can skirt all the blame away.
Sure,
from
it'd be nice if I had a stool.
See if Andrew's chair is still in
It
the back.
might actually. Yeah. Now I think about it. I know we had at least 3 of those spinning things.
Oh no. Okay. So that's cool. Yep, we got that coming up. So make sure you're gonna be here. It'll be a cool time. Yeah, swag. All right.
I
So
make
today,
a sword out of flex tape. Can
No.
I use it there?
no, your flex tape is not allowed.
No.
All right. Let's
These are
talk
just
about.
cylinders.
So I think before we get to the topic, I think we got a couple spotlights that we'd like to.
Yeah, so we got our Elite Force order in today, and we have quite a few goodies for all of you. These ones are what I like. I like this. These are the HK45 compacts, gas blowback, green gas in black and tan. First impressions are really great. Easy. The material, the it's just really solid. The lower receiver always. The metal, the slide is upper as always. This is with the regular HK45.
The slide is upper, dude. That's
The
awesome.
slide is upper. That's metal, aluminum.
I'm so glad the slide
You
is
have
upper.
the orange tip, which is threaded, so it uses the same 16mm threads that the regular HK45s do, but the difference is it is the compact. So this, in the real world, Larry Vickers worked with H&K, and they made these for Navy SEALs. So they have the HK45 compacts, So they're a double stack 45 caliber pistol. They look really hot and they feel great. I actually like this more than I like the actual HK45s. Like, they just feel comfortable. They're compact. Elite Force did a video on how much air efficiency, and you get like 3-4 mags out of a gas fill. So that was a good thing about the HK45s.
There is one other nice part about the HK45. The threaded tip, it's actually just an extension of the outer barrel as opposed to being a threaded in spot, so it's less likely to snap clean off the gun like you do see sometimes, especially if you're running those heavier tracer units on the guns, which I mean you shouldn't really do because it's not really good for the gun cycling, but either way, it's a lot sturdier of a threaded tip than you see in a lot of other guns.
This one's fully ambidextrous, so the selector, the safety, whatever you want to call it,
slide release.
The slide release and the magazine release. Well, I was getting there. Well, you have the selector, right? So those are all fully ambidextrous. One thing I just realized is if you have the slide back, your magazine, if you hit it, will not drop out on its own. You'll have to give it a little bit of extra love.
This one's fine.
This one is not. We might be. So, but other than that, so far they feel fantastic. So if you're looking for something cool and new, these guys came out with not so long ago. They literally dropped a couple of weeks ago. They have the white dot sights. They're really nice, but they're not too heavy. So just wanted to spotlight those. Not entirely sure. I think the retail price is around it's around the 160 price point. But it's totally worth it. These things look cool, and you could be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We got the 416 A5s, and now they have it. They have the offering in tan, and of course, it's got that HK goodness. It looks just really good.
I'm a huge fan of that tan. Actually, when I walked in today and I saw that thing on the wall, I drooled a little bit. So if tan is absolutely sick.
I prefer this to the G28 that has 5 different tans. This one's
it's the same.
It's the same 2, and then you have the tan for the grip, the selector, and the stock, and then that's it. Everything, it's full aluminum. It has all the Avalon internals in it, fully ambi, everything, really cool.
So if you want an Avalon, but with a little bit sexier body, A5.
Yeah, buddy. Also, something that we have that's a very similar idea to that some of you might be excited, which I was actually really, really excited.
I wish they made it in tan, though.
I do wish they made it in tan. The M27.
Back in stock.
So if you guys, back in stock. So if you guys want to get something that, in theory, you could run as a saw as long as you get the right parts for it, here you go. Takes basically all the same parts that is. It's going to be an Avalon. It's still going to have all the same internals on it. It's not ambidextrous like the A5 is going to have, but it's still your standard 416 minus your 416 style sights. These are just your standard M4 style flip-up sights. But again, still full metal body, same Avalon internals. Comes with your standard M4 style high cap. But these things are absolutely solid, and I love the weight on it. It's super balanced, even though it's got a much longer barrel. It's a lot more balanced than some other long-barreled rifles that you're going to find on the market.
Yes.
Angel, unfortunately, we don't take souls in trade. We tend to find that usually there's a line in front of us for that particular soul.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Oh, I'm going to buy this.
Yeah, I know. Same here, because, I could use another pistol.
So apparently Andrew Airsoft wants to know who has the better beard, me or Chuckles.
The 416.
Yes.
I'd have to agree with that statement.
I don't think Pete's showing up again. Pete might.
Andrew said.
So that's pretty fresh. So we just wanted to kind of get that.
Alex, I really hope Pete does not show up again. I don't have the self-restraint to not just yeet out the door if he starts knocking around behind us again. Yeah, Pete made an appearance last week.
Yeah, he made a pretty significant appearance last night. Some seriously loud banging.
Yeah, and apparently someone did see a face in the reflection of the door, which I'm still chalking up to BS, but it is Pete, so who really knows?
So, just wanted to highlight some of that. We got stuff restocked. Elite Force CQBs, CQCs, all of the G36s that they offer. UMP, still waiting on the MP5s. Full restock on all Avalons. So anything that we didn't have, I think we're really missing one of the full-length ones, but we have all of them.
I think so. Did we get G36?
Yeah, they're just hiding.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I'm
Right.
glad they're on the wall.
This is what they do. I made sure that we ordered everything, and that is why I know the pizza. So, anyways,
No, I'm just upset they're not on the wall yet.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Anyways, so now we're gonna talk about the meat and potatoes of this video, which is gonna be
Pistols.
Pistols.
Or as the Russians say, pistols.
I don't know if the Russians say that.
No, they do not.
Pistols.
What's the difference between a piano, a fish, and some glue? You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. And I don't know about the glue. I don't know what the glue has to do with anything. That's really confusing. So now we're going to cover a lot of content for those that know nothing about pistols.
Yeah, this isn't going to be like an in-depth. We're going to try to not have this be in-depth. This is mostly going to be a glossing, like a quick run-through of non-blowback, blowback, what those are, green gas, CO2, different kinds of stuff like that, and then the more exotic stuff.
I knew you'd get stuck on that one.
Damn it, Michael.
All right, so we're going to start off with kind of the most basic you could essentially get with pistols, which is essentially a non-blowback. Now, they have there are a lot of companies, especially Elite Force, that offer a lot of like the non-blowback pistols. Right here we have the Elite Force Hater. So these guys are really awesome. They're pretty solid, but the CO2 goes in the grip. It comes with 5 magazines. Really simple, straightforward. All non-blowbacks.
X key in the grip, don't forget that part.
So we will always, you're always going to have the non-blowbacks. If you're looking for something affordable or just something to mess around with in the yard, I know a kid that runs around with 2 haters and he loves it. But non-blowback pistols are still pretty fun. And you can buy carbine kits for some of them, like the non-blowback USP. Like we have the carbine kit for that. So you just put it in there. You can run that.
The nice part about non-blowbacks is...
Mind if I interrupt you real quick to answer a question before it goes away?
Killer
Clown. No, we will never get rid of the safety rule unless it's adult night, because adult night there is no safety rule. But the reason why we will not get rid of the safety rule is we have 10-year-old kids that go running around out there. And we want to make it more fun for the new players that are coming in that have never played before. And if they're going out there and they get shot point blank range, or they're getting unloaded into, or just any of the reasons why we have the rules set in place, then they're never ever going to want to play Airsoft ever again, and then Airsoft dies.
Right. Yeah. We don't want, and we also don't want to have people coming here that are going, oh, hey, there's no bang rule, so I can shoot 10-year-olds in the face point blank. If that's how you get your kicks playing Airsoft, find a different field.
The only way that Airsoft is going to grow is when we have these new players coming in. And we've actually had a podcast where we've talked about this a few weeks ago. So definitely check out previous podcasts, because we've gone over the reason why we do things a certain way. And it's because of the new players. We want to be able to get them in the door, make them feel comfortable, be able to go out there with any of the regular crowd and be able to have fun. If they're not going to have fun, they're never going to play, and then Airsoft just goes away. And I don't want Airsoft to disappear.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure none of you guys want Airsoft to disappear. I'm pretty sure none of you guys want Airsoft to go away.
Okie daisy. We done here. We do the actual thing.
Jesus Christ, you are correct. Do not mag dump the nublets.
Nublets.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
So anyways.
But yeah, so non-blowbacks, the nice part about them is they're all super cheap. They're really, really good on gas because they don't have anything moving back and forth. So like a hater, I think you can get, what, 100?
You can get more than 100 shots out of CO2.
Like over 100 shots. That's 10 over 10 of these little discs, and the gun comes with 5. So you don't really have to worry about gas. The flip side of non-blowbacks, though, is because they're so cheap, not really any part support. If if the non-blowback breaks,
it's basically
you gotta
trash
just buy.
at that point.
You gotta just buy a new one.
And most of them don't have hop-ups and stuff like that.
They're not really designed.
There's no actual the functionality. It's part of the manual of operations will be the same, but there will be aspects like safeties where safeties might not normally be. So that's just one thing you get trade-off. Next step up, you get into something that's a little more on the closer to the realism spectrum. It's the simulated or half blowback pistols. This is something that's really, the good thing about Elite Force is they offer just such a wide spectrum of items. Right here we have the Beretta APX. So pretty simple, 15-round mag. CO2 goes in the grip. But every time you pull the trigger, when there's gas in it, The slidable cycle, essentially it's hollow, so you're not using as much gas as you would with a full blowback pistol to propel the side. So again, you have that really good air efficiency, and you can, some of them do come with hop-ups, like the new Glock 17s, the CO2 simulated blowback ones. They have a hop-up. VP9s, the simulated blowback CO2 pistols, they also have it. You always know. So again, you have the air efficiency, but something that has a super cool look. So if you're filming anything, or if you want to look kind of legit out there and flex on your homies, that's a good means of doing it, but still practical. Most of those aren't going to push past the $100 to like the $100 price point. So if you want something that kind of does the job, that's more affordable, but gets everything done, it'll be cool.
For the most part, though, it's the same problem as the non-blowbacks. There's not really much part support, so if they break, they break. And on the simulated stuff, what tends to break most often I've seen is that simulated blowback tends to, like, if that's usually the first thing to go if the gun breaks. On the bright side, the gun will still function even without that simulated blowback working, so you can still use the gun. It just ain't quite as cool.
So probably one of my favorite things about the simulated blowbacks, it's not a functional thing, but I do like how you can hear that clack. It's got a nice loud metallic noise to it when you're shooting it, which, again, it's not a functional thing, but I don't know, I kind of like guns that make a lot of noise.
Really?
Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
Next step. We'll talk about the
it's
everybody's been asking about that.
Here's
We'll
the
get this out of the way
like
for y'all.
everyone's already heard so much about it. We don't even really need to talk about it.
No, we don't need
like,
to go into detail on it.
Not even that. Like everyone already knows what it is. Let's just put it back in the box and throw it back in the shelf. Clearly, no one wants to actually hear about it right now.
So next,
we won't go too much into detail because there will be a review coming out on this relatively soon.
Yeah,
we're gonna but getting into now, you're starting to break and you're past the $100 price point. You're getting into full blowback pistols, and you have two options for the most part. You have green gas and you have CO2. So this is the G&G GTP9. They're one of the newer pistols out of the market. They dropped pretty much like this year, part of last year. Green gas is essentially, I mean, how would you describe green gas?
So
it's like
we can go into this real quick. The difference between green gas and CO2. Green gas is basically just propane with silicone oil mixed in and a little bit of lime scenting so it doesn't smell like eggs. That's why you can run propane in green gas guns. It's a lower PSI than CO2, so it tends to be lower velocity, and because it's pre-lubricated, it keeps all your O-rings and stuff nice and, I don't want to say moist, but that's the only way. It is what it is. It keeps the gun lubricated and keeps it lasting longer. The downside to green gas that CO2 doesn't have is it's seriously affected by temperature. The colder it gets out, the harder it is for green gas to run. So CO2, the advantage that has is CO2 can run just as effectively in a much larger temperature gap. Like, we're in winter right now, so it's like 30, 40 degrees outside. A green gas gun, unless you're loading it like real loads, so like you're looking at like 7 rounds in a 1911, for example, a green gas gun will not run in the winter. A CO2 gun will still function to some degree. Yes. But CO2 being higher pressure, it puts more wear and tear on the gun, and it's a dry gas, so it'll dry out all the O-rings and stuff unless you're regularly maintaining the guns or you're buying lubricated CO2 capsules.
Yes. Now, one thing to mention about that maintenance side of it, even though green gas does have the silicone inside the gas and it's helping lubricate a lot of the parts, it's not a substitute for maintenance. You still have to maintain your pistol. I recommend after every day of gaming, break the pistol down, just like what Chuckles just did there. Doesn't matter what the pistol is. Break the pistol down and a couple spritzes of silicone oil. And that's it. You don't need to go crazy with the lubrication. Even on the CO2, you don't need to go crazy on it. Just a couple little spritzes. If you put too much, you will actually gum up the parts inside, and the slide will actually start to stick, and it's not going to function properly.
So then there's only one pistol I ever saw that shot in like freezing cold conditions, and it was at one of the, it was Op Patriot 2, so there was snow on the ground in Mass. So Dez was like, ha ha ha, here's my HJ45, 3 shots, pop, pop. And then Isaiah took out his Glock and dumped his TM Glock 19 and dump the entire mag. But that's more of a the whole thing's plastic, so it doesn't. It's not the freezing temperature.
It doesn't hold that cold temperature as bad, and that's part of the advantage of the GTP9 is the entire gun, upper and lower, is actually nylon polymer instead of metal, which helps with the gas efficiency. And if you guys aren't aware of what the G&G pistols, their whole claim to fame is, the valve nozzle inside the cylinder is spiraled and ceramic, and what it's designed to do is, as gas is going through the system, it spins to keep frost from forming up on the inside of the cylinder and to kind of assist the entire gun. And when G&G first came out with first released like promotional videos of their stuff, they had, I believe it was their 1911.
Yeah.
They did a promotional video on how many mags the gun could go through, just straight mag dumping as fast as they could. How many mags would go through before the gun itself froze to the point of not being able to run. And they got, I think, 26.5 magazines, one after the other, straight through the gun before the gun finally got too cold to run. And that's crazy gas. That's crazy efficiency for anything, including CO2.
So I actually have one of those, and I can definitely attest to how efficient they are and how fun they are to run. Being a polymer slide and polymer framed pistol, the slide is very, very lightweight and it's very smooth. So you're not using as much gas to get the slide to cycle, unlike you would with a pistol that has a metal slide, because it is a much lighter material. So it's going to be a lot more efficient than most of, not every pistol, but most other pistols out there on the market. People are getting an average of 3 mags out of that before they really have to worry about their gas, which for a green gas pistol is a pretty good amount to go through, especially it being a 23-round magazine.
Jason, you can run HPA in airsoft guns. A lot of people will run like an HPA tapped high kappa, for example, which for those of you that aren't aware, it's basically you take a nut, you replace the green gas fill valve on a green gas magazine with a nozzle for an HPA tank, and you run.
I thought it smelled propane.
And you run the gun off of your HPA tank.
Propane and propane.
It does work. The problem that I've seen is it's not designed. The guns are not designed from the ground up to run on HPA. So what ends up happening is it's kind of like running CO2 through the gun. The parts wear down a lot faster than they otherwise would. Especially when people are running it at significantly higher PSI than you would get out of a green gas gun. Most of the time, here at least, when we get pistols back there, especially when we get like high caps and stuff back there, most of the time it's broken parts, and most of the time they're running tapazines in those guns. So you can run HPA, but you kind of got to be a little more careful with the system than you otherwise would if it's running regular stuff, because you will wear down the parts a lot faster than if you're just running regular green gas or CO2.
Yes.
Yes.
But the cool thing is that you also have green gas pistols that are full blowback that spread across different price points. You have the Elite Force, you have the Walther PPQs, you have the GTP9s. These are all sub $120. Or you spend a little bit extra money, you get something higher quality with metal slide and all the fixins, really high quality, better warranties. The HK45s by KWA essentially, but they're normally, they're supported by. When you go to the full blowback pistols, it's easy to find replacement parts for everything. So if I was using this and I broke the barrel, I could probably find a replacement barrel. Or if I needed to replace the magazine, like maybe the feed lips broke because I'm a dingus and I dropped them, I can get replacement feed lips, I can get replacement valves, fill valves, knocker, everything. You can replace it. Boom. That's advantage right there. Oh, frig.
Or, CO2. So, like, the next step up from these, like, CO2 Glock, which is your specialty.
Me personally, I love the CO2 Glock. She is my baby. CO2 pistols, the advantage you get is the colder temperatures, but also you're shooting at a higher FPS normally. So the 1911s are shooting at about like 3. Like mine, when I had them, were like 340, 345.
Yeah, most of the time. So on average, depending on the company, on average, a green gas pistol will usually do between 280 or like 260 and 320, 330 FPS, depending on the company, the model, the make, all that stuff. CO2 pistols, the blowback ones at least, usually start at around 320, and some of them will go to around 350 for a good one. You can get, there are companies that make CO2 blowback pistols that, like, will punch, I'm not going to name the company, but there is a company, for example, that makes a replica 1911 that's kind of like a hybrid-y blowback. It's got a really heavy trigger pull and stuff like that, but it's a CO2 pistol. It does like 450 feet per second, and it's not really an airsoft gun. It's kind of for, like, plinking in your backyard and target, but it's sold as an airsoft gun. So, like, we'll occasionally get those in here, and then the kid's like, oh, how come I can't use this on the field? It's like, because it's doing 100 FPS past what we allow. Buy a better gun. It's like, it is what it is. There are also some companies. Really do be like
the good thing you get also is, like, once you get to the full blowback game, is like you have adjustable hop-ups, and you can change out, you can upgrade the hop-ups. Like, if you have those VP9s, there's nothing you can really do to change that, whereas you can buy a bucking and a barrel, you know. Some pistols you can get, like, a nicer hop-up unit, like if you have a high kappa or some basic Glock, you can change all of those things out. So there's more customization as well that you kind of that you get by means of.
You also get what's arguably the most enjoyable part about running an airsoft pistol. That recoil, though.
The CO2, the CO2 USPs,
especially
are some of the hardest kicking. They're the hardest kicking pistol that Elite Force offers, and they offer a lot of pistols. The Glock doesn't compare to that. I fired them both. But,
now, that being said, you're never going to get real steel recoil from an airsoft gun. I think even the CO2 USP Glock, I think the kick on that is kind of comparable to like a hot.
Did you just say USP
Yeah, I was about to
Glock?
say. Did you say USP Glock?
You combined with
the CO2. Well,
I thought I was going crazy.
The CO2 USP and the CO2 Glocks are some of the hardest kicking pistols currently on the market, and even they, I think the hardest recoiling gun I've ever fired was like close to like a 380 ACP. So it's like, even if it's something like this, it's like this replica 45 caliber airsoft gun, it's not going to have 45 ACP kick.
Nope. That'd be awesome, though.
That being said, it will have it, like, especially like Elite Force's CO2 Glocks, those actually have enough kick that it can be, if you're trying to mag dump, it can be difficult to control the gun.
It is.
The recoil on the Glocks are pretty stiff. And if any of you guys follow us on Instagram, if you saw that video that I posted when we first got them in of me shooting it, I took a test shot first before we actually started the recording, and my jaw actually hit the floor with how stiff that recoil was on that. It actually did kind of surprise me.
You want jaw hitting the floor on not so much stiff recoil, just recoil in general, is those KWC CO2 M712s, the Schnellführers, the fully automatic C96 broom handles. Cute chuckles, real cute.
Sorry, it was nap time. I got bored.
But those CO2 C96 Mausers, the full auto broom handles that do like 1200, they're like 400 FPS and do 1200 rounds. They're crazy guns.
Moofy Gump asked, "What is the best starter gun to have?"
I'm
going to ask your parameters.
Yeah,
like, are you playing indoors or outdoors? What is your budget? And what kind of guns are you into? Answer those questions and we'll get you, because we could say a million things.
It's also are you talking airsoft in general, or are you talking airsoft pistols? Because we're on pistols right now.
I think you meant.
Well,
I just want to clarify.
For a starter gun, without having any parameters, I would recommend
pistols.
no pistols, no snipers.
Yeah.
Get yourself an AEG.
Because an AEG, like we said last week and the week before, and kind of every week this question's asked, an AEG doesn't matter what kind of AEG it is. You will be able to take that AEG and use it anywhere you want, pretty much without issue. If you take a pistol to an outdoor game or a sniper rifle to an indoor game, you're gonna have a bad time most of the time, unless you're, crazy enough to actually know what you're doing and then run a pistol outside, because it doesn't get much cheekier than that.
Yeah. So he says SMG or M4. So yeah, basically an AEG.
AEG.
Yeah. I usually recommend going with an M4 in general for a first gun, because it's the most common platform used out there. If you ever need to upgrade or fix anything, it's the easiest one. They're usually the easiest ones to get parts for if need be. And if you don't have any extra mags, if you only run out there with the one mag, generally speaking, M4 mags are usually about 300 rounds when you get the high caps. If you're running an M4, 90% of the people that come here and play run an M4. Or
Thank you
90%
for
of
the
people that
first
go to
like,
pretty much-
EVG.
Yeah, buddy. Or any field that you go out there, 90% of the players are going to be running some form of M4. You go out there and you run out of ammo in your magazine, somebody's going to be out there and you're like, oh, you want to borrow my mag for the rest of the game?
If they're nice.
If they're nice.
If they're nice.
Oh.
And it's not like a PTS.
Whereas, and if you go with something like, we'll say, a Scorpion Evo or a G36 or an ARP9 or FAMAS or something like that that takes a proprietary magazine, you're stuck with the magazines that you have to use for that. So if you're out there with that one mag and you run out of ammo, well, you run out of ammo. Sorry. And a lot of those have proprietary internal parts anyway, so.
He still did not answer.
That's all right. He will eventually. So, like, we covered non-blowback. We covered blowback, green gas CO2. There are certain guns on the market that are designed to use green gas and CO2, and the gun itself is robust enough to not really care what you run through it.
This is true.
And I'm talking specifically like ASGs, PO9s, and PO9 pistols and the PO1 Shadows. They're designed to run. We have both in stock. I just grabbed the Urban Gray one because it's the nicest looking one. They're designed from the ground up to run on green gas or CO2 with no modification and no issues whatsoever. If you do get one of these, I can't recommend enough just running CO2 in them. When you've got CO2 in this, they're super, super lightweight. They've got really nice kick, fantastic, just absolutely amazing triggers. Like some of the nicest triggers I've ever used on any airsoft pistol. Do you guys have the Nemesis D9 in stock?
No.
X9.
No.
We do not, but if I can make a recommendation, you're better off getting a G&G ARP9.
Facts.
Big facts.
I agree.
It's literally the same gun. They're the same look anyway, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a much better gun than the Nemesis is going to be.
I agree.
And we have the Ranger kits here with all the different colors.
True. So you can look at however you want.
That's
My two personal picks are probably the orange and the white.
Amber, the orange one's my favorite.
I'm still really, really on that jade green train.
If it was a brighter green.
No, I love jade green. It's just personal preference, but jade green is one of my favorite shades. I don't know why.
So yes, definite. Yeah. What did we say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Elijah, stop making trouble in my chat.
No.
Turn the camera and go shot a gun outside. We don't really. No, we don't feel like having the neighbors call the cops on us again.
Again.
Well, I mean, I do live in the dumpster, and someone apparently thought I was trying to steal stuff in there. So, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, you'll like how the ARP9s feel. I'm probably gonna buy one.
So the
I will
nice
buy
part
a Polar Star Scar H.
Squirrel, how about you shut up?
Everything Thomas said this whole stream is false. Ryan is the chosen one in the Matrix, and Chuckles is Morpheus.
Oh, then if everything I said is false, then Chuckles and Ryan are the two.
I am not nearly cheerful enough to be.
He hasn't said anything.
I am not nearly cheerful enough to be the chosen one. I'm that whatever that other dude's name that constantly talks smack about the chosen one and Morpheus.
I am the chosen one.
Doesn't believe a word Morpheus
No, you're
says.
Morpheus.
I am the chosen one. No, but he says he doesn't want to be.
So the nice part about it, and Chuckles
Morpheus.
is holding it, but. So the nice part about pistols is
mom.
they're always making more, like, they're kind of like rifles.
Heads up.
It's actually, there shouldn't be, there should just be gas in that. Yeah,
I
there's
like
gas in it because I just fixed it this morning because it's an armor work, so it breaks constantly.
So he had.
The nice part about pistols is even, like, so they're always making new rifle models on the market. But pistols is every time you turn around, there's a new different model of pistol that's never made before for airsoft, and you can kind of get them. You can kind of get pistols for whatever you want. So like all of these pistols up here, except for maybe the Hater, these are all basically like military service style pistols that like you'd see active military using. But then on the other end of that is high kappas, which are modeled after they are modeled after real world guns. It's usually a double stacked 9mm variant on 1911s, and they're designed. You can use them for really anything because it's airsoft, but they're designed.
Well, they're based on the STI 2011s, right?
Yeah,
essentially?
they're basically designed.
Close enough.
They're modeled after race pistols, real world race pistols, which are guns that are designed for speed shooting.
Fast.
For like as many targets as possible in as little amount of time as possible and stuff like that. And
No, Squirrel. I will not buy the AA-12.
for better or worse, Armorer Works makes a lot of high kappas. This is an example of one of them.
They have a lot of them. This one's what, the wind velocity, whatever?
I think so, yeah.
So, but the cool thing about getting a pistol like a high kappa or like a TM Glock,
There's a lot of mods you can do.
is there's so many different parts available that it's like incredible. Because you could literally go on Instagram, Google like high kappa, and
Michael, do not
the variety
get
you'll
RP46.
see. It will be incredible.
No RP46. They don't even make it for Airsoft. They're never going to make it for Airsoft. In between the two, I would rather see a DP28 for Airsoft.
So
Then I would.
you have a lot of cool options, tunable triggers, and you can get upgraded everything. But also, it's a look. Like, it's got the cutout slide. It has a compensator. It has a super cool trigger, which is like a two-piece trigger, so you can pull out this part here and do a different color, a different design.
Flat trigger.
You could change out the hammer. You could do. There's pretty much everything you want to do to like, yeah. AW Custom essentially is just a WeTech pistol that looks nice.
So, I'm not going to throw too much shade.
Well, maybe if you actually read the title of the video, you would know that, Squirrel.
I swear to God, I just fixed that, Chuckles.
I don't think you just fixed it.
I did.
I definitely don't think you
Put it
fixed
down.
that.
Put it down. Now I have to fix it again.
This is why you make sure.
So I'm not going to point that out as shade I was going to throw. AW Custom, for those of you who are not aware, it's another OEM of WeTech. The only difference between the two is AW Custom makes really nice external quality high kappas. The flip side is they have a lot of like weirdly proprietary parts that you can only get from them, and
this barrel's literally super glued in.
From personal experience, what seems to happen is all the parts on AW Customs that tend to break the most often are also the proprietary parts you can only get from them at like 50% above what you can get for something else. So they're really nice external quality, but it's hit or as from what I've seen at least, they're hit or miss. If you want a high, I literally just fixed it, man. Give me that.
Couldn't have been that good of a fix if it's already broken.
Well, here's the thing. Before it was just the hammer. Now I have to fix the muzzle as well because
the thing was literally glued in.
That's not my problem. That wasn't.
No,
what was
I know.
wrong on the gun.
Just glue it in.
It's just.
We put glue on it. That's what they did.
Oh, whatever. I'll deal with this. I'll deal with this Friday.
This is good. I like this.
Case in point, if you want a high kappa, I can't recommend enough. Like it is the priciest way to go, but get a Tokyo Marui. Upgrade the Tokyo Marui. Tokyo Marui is the OG of OG gas pistols. I don't know what kind of fairy dust they put in their hop-ups, but I've never seen a more accurate pistol in my life.
I will say I get the if you don't want to go that route and you want something a little more Gucci, I recommend the SAI, the Salient Arms stuff.
Also,
the Salient Arms pistols, like, I know a lot of people have the high kappas, and, like, they're real. Like, I fired one, and, like, it's really nice.
Epic fails. Can you change the Glock 17 outer barrel into a threaded barrel? Not yet.
They're working on
they're
a lot
working
of these
on
things,
it. The Elite Force Glocks, they're kind of the same thing as Armor Works. It's a lot of proprietary parts, so you can't really... Like, a threaded outer barrel for a WeTech or Tokyo Marui Glock will not just drop into an Elite Force. We tried, it jammed up a gun almost to the point that we had to send it back to Elite Force, but we got it fixed.
Yes.
Yeah, the external specs on the Elite Force Glocks are different than literally every other Glock out there.
Squirrel, no, the topic today is actually shotguns. We just got really sidetracked.
That's true.
But you know what? The funny part about that is I wouldn't put it past us to get that side.
So it'll be an M27 gang?
Yeah.
We're all going to buy M27s.
Yeah, buddy. We're all just going to run soft.
Yeah, and the nice part about Airsoft, pistols specifically is, especially with pistols, you can really get some interesting pistols. I wish I had a CT25 here to show. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Decoy didn't leave his 5.7.
No, he didn't leave the 5.7. We do have something else that's also kind of wacky. Revolvers for Airsoft. Totally impractical. Made more impractical on this one because this is an 8mm revolver. Just for the fun. So, for those of you that aren't aware, they do make 8mm airsoft BBs. They're very, very large and very, very heavy. This one fires, I think, a 4.8. Totally impractical, but it's one of those things where it's like, I want it because fun, and why not? And because this is just hilarious. I love running this gun so much. Every chance I get, just to see the look on people's faces when they round the corner and they're facing a hand cannon.
When have you ever? I've never seen that thing in my entire time.
That's because we're never playing at the same time.
I've never seen you. No. Anytime you come out, you're like, yeah, this is what I'm. You've never seen me pull that out here.
I run it on average. On average, I run this at least once every time I come here to game.
I've seen it a few times.
Just for fun.
50 cal BBs. You know.
50 cal BBs. 50 cal BBs. Here's the thing with that, and it's the same thing. It's the same issue with this. The problem with 8mm BBs, and the reason they're not more popular, is they move way slower than a 6mm because it's. I don't want to get into the math here because that's boring and dull. An 8mm BB compared to...
Wow, I'm surprised he actually was I'll skip it this time.
In the shorthand, the problem with an 8mm BB is, yeah, it's really big, yeah, it's really heavy, but it's a third larger than a 6mm, so there's a lot more drag on it when it's going through the air. So, like, if I were to shoot Tom from this close with an 8mm, it would probably hurt more than a 6. But if I shoot him from 20, 30 feet away, it'll actually have less impact on him because it's more weight, but it's also spread out over a significantly larger area. So it moves slower and it doesn't actually hit as hard as you would think it does.
It loses a lot of its velocity really quick.
Also, they're really expensive. Like, that, I've got a bottle of, like, I think 900 8mm, and it cost me more than a 2700 count of 2.5s. Like, they're really expensive. Your mom is now gay. Michael Martin, no, your mom is now gay, and she has the big gay. I've seen him run it. It's scary.
I'm taking a nap.
Okay, you have fun. Topic of shotguns, and there's pistols.
We'll wake you when we're done.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to accurately shoot a pistol. You see, Ivan, when hold a pistol like me, you will always shoot the accurate for fear of hitting the fingers. So, if you need to practice your pistol aim, hold your hand in front of the gun for a while.
You guys have no idea how many times I've heard him say that.
At least
too many times.
A lot.
Just in the past week, probably
just
15
be like,
no, this is the first time I've said it this year.
Just train like Russian special forces and have your teammates downrange. You will not miss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you seen those training videos?
Yeah, I have.
Oh
when
my
they're
God.
like,
training videos are awesome.
And they wear the vests and they still have to like shoot each other. Like they wear the Kevlar vests.
What if they're doing the live fire, shooting at each other behind cover exercises?
Yup. Oh,
that was scary. They're crazy, man.
I like the ones where it's like they have to hit. It's live fire, and they have to hit the guy. The firing instructor is in front of the guy with the body armor, and the instructor is wearing no body armor, and they have to hit the guy behind
Elijah,
him.
Stop making trouble.
Crazy.
No trouble.
Opinion on the I-22.
I don't know what that is.
I know what it is. It's the WeTech's Glock. It's the I-22 Locust, I believe.
It's gross.
Just get a WeTech. Like, you can't... The I-22 is the only WeTech Glock that you can get in the States because it's modeled after something different. Just get a WeTech Glock. The 22's not... I've never seen anybody have good experience with the gun. Just get a Glock from someone else or overseas. Even a WeTech Glock is better than the I-20 than the WeTech.
All right, everybody. I have a question. Should I buy a Toki Marui Recoil Shock Scar Heavy or a Polar Starred Scar Heavy? Debate.
Recoil Shock for the memes. You already have a Polar Starred MP7. So.
I know. I need to fix it.
Supposedly, Cloudy is looking at buying a Recoil Shock 249.
That's ridiculous.
Because why not?
Speaking of recoil, does anyone know if Charlie still has that Daytona gun, AK-47?
I don't know.
Probably not, because it's super expensive.
We have a regular that comes here from time to time that had a Daytona kit, AK-47, which was like old school, like all mechanical system, heavy blowback, stuff like that. The problem he had was if he ran it at a PSI that was field legal, it wouldn't work at all. And if he ran it to the point that it worked, it was 400 FPS. So after like 3 or 4 times, he just stopped bringing it.
They also don't work consistently anyways.
Yeah, that too.
Like, accuracy-wise.
Kind of like an American PTW.
There's too much, yeah.
Oh.
Well, the problem is there's too much recoil going on. Same thing with the GBLSs and the American Airsoft Factory. Like, all those, there's too much recoil going on. Versus like TM or KWA, like ERGs.
Yeah, like if you want a heavy
also,
recoil...
Epic fails. The first option was a Tokyo Marui Recoil Shock Scar Heavy.
If you want...
They're about the same price point, but
if you want
one's electric, the other is not.
If you want a heavy recoiling rifle, you're really the most economical, and I say that with, you know, all the sarcasm I can muster. Gas blowback rifles. If you want recoil... If you want recoil, you need a gas blowback because anything else will shake itself apart unless it's a KWA or like a recoil shock.
That's why I get the recoil shock. I say this.
Yeah, I definitely think it should be recoil shock.
I know. They're like kind of similar, but like the recoil shocks, like retail on recoil shock is like the Scar Heavy is $720.
Have a good night, EVG.
And there's nobody that actively right now stateside has one retail in tan. They have them in black, but they don't have them in tan, and tan's what I want. Because I'm not going to get a black scar. That's dumb. You get tan scars.
Hey, 2 quick things I saw. You know the IWI, I think it's IWI convention out in like Taiwan or something. It's basically SHOT Show.
Oh, it's, no, it's,
I don't remember what it's called. It's like IMI Outdoors or something like that.
It's IWI.
IWI Outdoors. Okay.
The show IWI?
No,
Yeah.
IWA.
I don't remember.
Whatever it is.
It's this huge... It's
IWI is the gun. IWA is the show.
Yes.
There it is.
It's basically... So, for any of you that aren't aware, it's basically SHOT Show in the U.S., but out in Asia, and it's specifically for, like, the airsoft industry. It's even bigger than SHOT Show is here. And,
it is.
you know Viva Arms?
It's so big that SHOT Show actually had a booth there.
Yeah, that's how large it is. SHOT Show has a booth at this thing. Viva Arms is making an Airsoft Sks.
I saw that, and I want one, to be honest with you.
And while we're on the subject of pistols, because I know Mittens, I actually sent this to Mittens, and he went, holy crap, I need to buy one. HFC.
You send anything to him, he'll say he needs to buy it.
So
I'll send him a picture of my emo. He's like...
They showed off the video last year. From what I heard, they're rumored to drop either summer of this year or like late this year, early next year. But HFC made CO2-powered flintlock pistols.
It's a waste.
No, obviously it's a waste, but it's hilarious. Like,
did you guys see the
but do I
the
sell
prototype of the PB2000?
The gas blowback by Modify.
Oh.
Dude, I hope Modify comes that quick. I might buy that.
It
makes me want to buy the 9A 9-1 that you could get in Bad Company 2. That
yes.
does.
Here's the interesting part: is I met somebody at Spring Offensive, I think 2 years ago, that actually had a 9A 9-1. Loves the gun. There is one problem with it. The magwell and the magazines are so tightly fit that without sanding, you have to almost hammer on the magazines to get them in and out of the gun. But NPO AEG, if you want...
That is how you know it is built like...
If you want the be-all, end-all of AK, or just Russian-style AEGs, NPO AEG is this Russian company that makes 1-to-1 scale and weight Airsoft AKs, PP19s, AS Vals, stuff like that, using the exact same methods that they make the real ones from. Same durability as the real ones. They also like start at $700. They're stupidly expensive. But
so if you've got money to blow,
but you could get an AK-12 for $850.
And if you want an AEG, you can run over with a tank, and it'll do more damage to the tank than the gun. NPO AEG.
This is fact. Yeah, all they have on Red Wolf right now is the AS Val and the SR3.
See, I want those.
I want to get wood furniture for my AK.
I want those flintlock pistols just so when Nick starts running his mouth, I can just slap him across the face and go have a duel on the field.
Quick,
I challenge you to a duel.
I challenge you to a duel.
Deadeye. But anyways, so recoil shock. But do I sell the Evo? to make up.
Why?
Because that's an investment. I don't want to drop like. That's like if I was gonna do that all new, like that's probably like easily.
Why the Evo?
The magazines are like $40 a pop.
But
for
why the
mid-caps.
Evo though?
Because the Polar Shark is life, and besides,
Do you guys sell WeTech Glocks? We do not sell WeTech Glocks. WeTech Glocks are
that is
Not
illegal.
licensed.
they're
Illegal.
not licensed, and unless you're getting them from a company in Taiwan or something where Glock can't sue, there is no airsoft store in the U.S. that's going to sell a WeTech Glock because because the company Glock will put them out of business.
Yes, it is on hop up for 400, but the problem is the guy won't ship. He comes with 8 mags, but he said he won't ship.
Ugh.
I already looked into this. But if he was willing to ship, I'd throw him more than that for that.
What
What I
is
was
it?
thinking is
What,
like
the
I
recoil
love
shock?
yeah, some dude selling a Scar Heavy on it on a hop up for like $450, but he only wants to meet face to face in
Where
Zulu
is it?
24 in New York.
Oh.
Airsoft Zulu. So it's like a 2 to 3 hour drive, but like I mean
Well,
one
would it
way.
be worth it though?
I don't know.
To pay for
$400
$400 for 8 mags when that thing new is like $640 a pop for a mag, $30-40. When I was
Honestly,
thinking,
I think that would be worth
I was
it.
but
also
on the
thinking
flip-
about
on the
it.
flip side, a 6-hour round trip drive.
Not all that.
Like-
I was
Maybe
thinking of a
4
Scar
hours.
L.
Maybe
If I
5
get the
at most.
Scar L, then for cheaper, I can get the
But
EPM
is it-
recoil
but-
shock mags.
I mean, but getting rid of the Evo.
I might not.
What do you have for airsoft guns right now, anyway? You've got the Evo, the Polar Star MP7.
and then the Glock, and that's it.
Really?
I wouldn't.
I've shared more than that.
And this is for a recoil shock.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd keep the Evo and find another way to get that money.
I
Because
will
here's
get this.
because here's the thing: is right now your only reliable gun is that Evo.
Yeah. Only,
What happens when what happens if the recoil shock goes down? You're SOL.
I'm gonna deck the thing out. I'm gonna put the custom gate tighten that they make for it. Gonna throw that in. I'm gonna like make that thing like that's gonna be fancy as
Hey, Dom.
fudge.
Catch.
You know what?
You are very
No,
bad
I'm
at
not-
catching.
I'm not picking that up.
It's okay. I'll pick them up. Oh my God! It's like being on the airsoft field all over again.
What, your face and Tom's crotch?
And picking up Airsoft shells.
Oh, that too. Chuckles without an Evo. It's not that deep. Well,
It's-
it's not
let's-
that deeply
well,
ingrained, but
Well,
I haven't
considering that
used
you
it.
freaking talked so much game about it.
Dog, that thing is hot. That thing is
Okay then.
It's also the fact that it's just you haven't
I
even
mean,
had an Evo
You
for
are
that
as much a
long.
part of that Evo as that Evo is a
I've
part
had
of you,
that
damn it.
since. I've had it since like. I had it. I don't
You
remember.
got it
Not
last
yet.
fall, didn't you?
Squirrel. I have not seen it.
Let me look, because it's on my. I don't post it up on Instagram to have it not be somewhere where I can see it. Oh no, it won't refresh the feed. Oh no.
Oh geez.
But yeah, so like there's also like there's all sorts of fancy pistols coming out. I do want those flintlocks though, because I'm good. Like that is how I'm
August
going to settle
18th.
arguments now from now on.
I've had
It's
it since
just-
August 18th of last year,
Yeah,
which
so
was
you-
probably still one of the best investments I think I've ever made. I'll never deny that. That's one of the best choices I could ever make was buying a Scorpion Evo. It saved me so much headache.
I know.
what?
I know the reason why you were looking at me.
No, I was going to make a joke about the best investment I've ever made, but I can't actually remember which.
He doesn't have best
I
investment
can't remember.
because
No, I
everything
can't
is
remember.
broken.
I can't remember which specific airsoft gun. Oh, that's what it was. It
Wait,
was
you mean the best investment you've made isn't your KCO2?
No. Probably the most pointless investment I ever made for airsoft was I got rid
Pointless?
of. I bought that. I bought that super custom AK, the used AK that I think used to be Stefano's or something like that. The super souped up one that I put a whole bunch of money into and it just wouldn't. It refused to work. And I traded that.
I have stuff.
No, you bought that one. That was just some
Yeah, I
used
bought it- I-
ENL AK, right?
Oh yeah. So I bought an ENL
Yeah,
AK
'cause I
that
have
had.
Stefano's
I bought an
already.
ENL AK that had replica Zenico stuff on it. I dumped a couple $100 in upgrades, and the gun refused to work for me. So eventually, I traded it in, and then I sold it. I sold it to the store for whatever they would give me, and I used that money to basically pick up. We had an old school electric blowback G&G L85A1. that I found in the back room that had been back there for years, and no one knew what was wrong with it. So I fixed it. It basically all the tag said was it had motor problems. So I replaced the motor, and basically traded the E&L for that. That is the most pointless thing I've ever bought because that thing worked exactly like the real L85A1. It didn't work at all. I could, without fail, I could get one mid. I could get through a single mid cap. The second I emptied that first mid cap and changed mags, gun would just instantly start jamming up.
So exactly like the real one.
Exactly like the real one. So I actually gave that to Cam Rankin to fix. And he still hasn't fixed it, and that was like 2 straight years ago now. I feel like he.
Would you happen to have $1 for Jacob?
What's that?
Or $2?
What are you gonna give me? Yes, I have $2.
He technically does not still have the L85. At least it's not in his possession.
I technically still have the L85. However, it is still in the process of being repaired. And once it is repaired, I'm basically going to just tell the guy who repaired it, feel free to sell it because I want nothing to do with it. Because I've got that PP1901 now. I don't need it.
I'm just gonna wait for Chuckle to get back.
That's fine.
You just went to.
But yeah, there's all sorts of wacky, like Airsoft Pistols are probably the wackiest area you can get in the airsoft industry. Like they make everything. Like you got Lugers. Like all the way back to like World War I with like single action armies, the Elite Force smoke wagons.
You've got the little 25 auto pistols, like little Colt 25s.
Yeah, so WeTech last year, just because they could, because apparently the Marushan Derringer wasn't small enough. So
I put it in backwards and it works.
So the Marushan Derringer is exactly what it sounds like, and then WeTech decided, hey, that's really cool and tiny.
Are you boring everybody again, Ryan?
Let's make a blowback pistol even smaller than the Derringer, and they did it like madmen. But I wish I would have loved to buy one of those. Yeah, no, Squirrel, I do not have. Get an MW3 model 1887 just for the memes. I have one.
It is a meme.
It is a meme. It is also probably one of the most finicky guns I've ever run in my life because the shells in the actual elevator mechanism do not agree with each other a lot of the time. It's a lot of fun to run when it's running, but there's a lot of times where you have to manually pull those shells out because they do not want to come flying out the back like they're supposed to.
Oh, the super cool ones with the like the cut up rails and stuff. I've seen this. They look hot. I want to buy a G36 real bad though.
You know what I want to know? Because I remember you saying it looked hot. The 9mm AKs that G&G is coming out with.
Yes.
Why I'm sorry G&G, but
just make a PP19.
It's one of the ugliest 9mm AK conversions I've ever seen in my life. It's got a hunchback. I'm sure it's going to work phenomenally well because it's the G&G, but at the exact same time, it's just like, I look at that gun and I'm just like, I would rather have a Gyorza over that.
A what?
You know the bullpup AK?
Oh, you said
the Graza?
Graza? You said the Gyorza. I'm like,
which one
kind of shit is that?
No, that's another.
I don't think so.
I've never heard of the
That sounds made up.
What do you guys think of the PXG9?
PXG9?
I'm
I'll be honest, I actually don't know what that is.
Chuckles, look it up.
The what?
The
PXG9.
PXG9.
Oh, that's like a... It's an X9.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
What do you guys think of the DT4?
For the memes, yes. Other than that, no.
In Airsoft, like technically that should be.
You know the one thing that did make me laugh about.
Yeah, it's just an X9.
Classic. Oh, so it's literally a ripoff of the ARP9.
Well, yeah, that's what the X9 series pretty much is.
Yeah, but that's not even like hiding it.
Well, neither were the X9s.
You know what did make me laugh about the DT4 is Jet's DT4 review.
Oh yeah.
So Jet Desert Fox.
They use the same magazines. You can use the classic Army mags in the ARP9, but you cannot use the ARP9 mags in the X9 magwell,
which is weird.
But
because the magazine release is different.
Yeah.
It uses like the M4 style one.
All right.
But
yeah, so Jet Desert Fox did a DT4 review. I don't know if you saw it, Chuckles, where he does what he always does. Takes it out of the box, preliminary,
Straight out of the
ideas, quick shooting video, and then he takes it on the field. And the only thing that made me laugh was one of the 2 hop-ups didn't work. Which wasn't actually that big a deal because it had 2 whole barrels, so it actually still worked perfectly fine.
I know Greg Wong actually made a video of one that he was running for.
He did it with he did it with 2 tracer units and did the Star Wars thing.
And I think that was actually pretty badass.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, what was it? He called it like TIE Fighter or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you just did the sound. It was pretty cool.
It was awesome. It was pretty damn cool.
You know what I did remember seeing, and I can't remember where I saw it, is I saw somebody who took the Classic Army micro gun and rebuilt the barrels to mount tracer units to the ends.
Well, you can.
Yeah.
I know for the full size miniguns,
you can get tracers.
You can buy the tracer unit that mounts to like a shroud.
Yeah, but this was a guy that literally just bought 4 tracer units and just attached them to the 4 barrels of the micro gun. It just went,
insane.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
It's like, and I thought my memes were hard.
That's literally just a line. You're just going to literally see a line coming out of your barrel.
But is the DT4, is that technically 2-round burst?
No.
Why?
Because both BBs are coming out at the exact same time, just like a tri-shot
but
shotgun.
This is true. Okay.
So,
but, see, this is a debate. If it's not
here's the thing.
If you're firing it on semi-auto, 1 trigger pull on semi-auto means 2 shots. So that's essentially
as long as you're not aiming for the sensitive bits, I don't care. Go ahead and use the DT4.
But the difference is a shotgun. A tri-shot's limited because you have to manually pump it. The DT4 is you just...
Not if you're using an AA-12.
No, you're still limited because the AA-12 has a very specific fire rate you cannot go past, even in semi-auto.
Yes.
All right, so it's still semi-automatic.
But it's limited versus...
It's limited. The DT4 you can spam a lot faster than the AA-12. I had an AA-12.
But
I know what the fire rate is.
I know what you guys... But somebody is going to use that argument of, if you're going to allow shotguns, then why can't you allow this?
Right. I'm just saying, like...
It's a fire rate. You're going to get overshot.
You should be allowed to use it. However, if you're going to buy a DT4 just to overshoot people, I'm going to take that Schofield right there, and I'm going to start aiming for your kneecaps.
But if we're going to start, then we can say that about literally any gun.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to overshoot anybody with a spring pump shotgun anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're going to get those people anyway.
Yeah, but I think the DT4 is fine. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see once more people buy it and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see.
It is actually not 2 different weapons. It is actually 1 weapon.
Exactly how durable that gun is, because it is a massive amount of pressure.
They've been out for a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think I haven't seen a lot of news about them. But it's just like when you think about it,
there's not a lot of news on Classic Army, anyways. Classic Army.
When you think about it, it's 1 motor and 1 set of gears moving 2 pistons and 2 springs. That's a lot of pressure on the system. So it'll be interesting to see like the actual durability of the gun.
So I would never buy one, but if somebody brought one in, I definitely want to shoot it a few times.
I wouldn't either just for the bulk. Like it's a hugely bulky gun.
I would use one for the sake of the memes, but that's probably about it.
So too bad you can't do like a snail drum kind of thing, like a mirrored, because you can't put like a C-mag or anything in because it's 2 different mag wells. But if you did like a snail drum, like you see on those, like a Luger snail drum, and you mirrored them, so you could actually fit them in there.
That would be kind of fun.
That would be kind of fun.
So it kind of looks almost like a C-mag, but it's 2 separate magazines.
Yeah, it basically makes the shape of a C-mag, but it's actually 2 separate magazines.
Ooh. Cancer, anybody?
Or alternatively, you just drum mag one of them, and then you drum mag one of them, and then you mount like, the M249 box mag, the little plug that goes into the side of it.
Yeah.
You just figure out a way to jerry rig that in, so you just have it.
Hurt my heart.
You have that spring-loaded tube just feed around it, so you got a drum mag here, and then just the box mag somewhere else on the gun.
That would literally be cancer.
Yeah, it would.
That would literally be cancer.
You know what's cool that I saw a couple days ago? Somebody took a couple of Sten guns and double-barreled them. They rebuilt the Sten guns so the mags fed straight down, and then they just basically welded 2 Sten guns together and had them run off of 1 trigger. It was really weird.
That is actually kind of cool.
But it was really cool.
That is actually kind of cool. I can dig it. I can dig it.
Coolest airsoft gun, go. That you've ever seen.
Oof.
It can be a totally custom thing.
There's no such thing. Everything sucks. But I don't know. Give me a
Way to
sec.
stay positive.
Give me a sec. I need to think about that. That's a big question. That's fucking loaded.
And that's only because I just remembered probably the coolest airsoft gun I've ever seen in my life.
The MA5B assault rifle from Halo.
It is a good one. I can one-up it. A couple years ago, and when I say a couple, I mean like 5 or 6 years ago, this guy in the Philippines, using nothing but pictures, fabricated an Airsoft China Lake pump-action grenade launcher.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes, I have seen the L85 SD. I am part of the Airsoft Heretics group on Facebook.
Ugh.
So I see everything that happens.
Too.
It's literally an
They
L85 with an
they
MP5
took an
SD
L85
front end.
and attached an MP5 SD front end to it.
Oh my god, what?
You want heresy? You know what I also saw on that
Slow
page a
phone.
couple years back? That's okay. The phone doesn't care. Somebody took an M14 EBR body and put one of those
I showed you that the other
one
day.
Of those
Yeah,
Matrix one of those.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
No, it was a different one.
It wasn't the Mac 11.
No, it wasn't the Mac.
Oh,
11.
you showed me that one.
You
The Mac
showed him
11.
The
one.
Mac 11 in the M14 chassis.
No,
I was like,
saw
what is
somebody.
wrong?
I saw somebody that took the gas Mosin Nagant and put that in an M14 EBR body. Gas Mosin Nagant in an M14 EBR body.
I want to get a Mosin gun. A real
My
one.
friend, a real one, okay. Because my friend has the Airsoft one, and it's hilarious.
I'm just
I
upset
gotta-
that Mosin guns
I
are
gotta-
now super expensive.
I gotta send you a picture. He put it on the Heretics.
True.
You might have
They
seen
used
it
to
on
be
the Heretics
cheap.
page.
Well,
My
you
friend,
can buy it. You can buy a lightly used Mosin gun for like $70 at one point.
yeah, but the barrel's gonna be completely.
I know,
shot
but
at.
still, no, but they work.
Or you could just buy.
And now you're spending like $300, $400, $500 to get one.
The problem with
I mean,
this
I
group
wouldn't
is
mind
some
spending
people
$500
post.
on a Mosin if it was one of those Finnish ones.
People post and it's not heresy.
Nice.
No,
Like,
you
some
might
of the
you might have
stuff they
seen it
don't
because
post.
my friend
Yeah, they're
Gene
just posting
posted
like a regular M4. Like, check out mine.
my friend Gene took his Mosin Nagant and he had bought the scope for it, which required him to actually chop the bolt handle and like JB weld a curved bolt handle onto the, because the Mosin's a straight bolt, so the scopes they make for it won't even go on unless you modify the bolt. So he
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
chopped
you
the
have to get
bolt,
the bent down
chopped the bolt, took a metal rod and just made a curved handle for it. Chopped the stock down, put a pistol grip, chopped the stock down, screwed an AK pistol grip onto it, and then chopped the barrel down to fit a giant suppressor on the gun.
Somebody mounted G36 rail to top of 8K with a buffer tube. I like this. Is that not? That's the epitome with a wood handguard.
Dude, we could have an entire podcast. just
This
on
was my
heresy.
favorite though. My favorite is that one. I saved that one on my phone. That's an Evo.
What?
It's a Scorpion Evo with a buffer tube stock and a crane stock. It literally looks like a Mark 18 Evo.
confused.
It's basically a 9
And it has an offset
I'm
red dot.
confused
Did
and
you see
yet
the
strangely
offset?
No, I
aroused.
didn't.
Did you see the offset T1?
I'm confused and yet strangely aroused.
Some
It's,
people make ridiculous stuff.
It's a thing. That is indeed a thing.
Some of the hottest things
Actually,
I've
no.
ever seen.
One of the most heretical things I've ever seen is somebody said they were going to take an old and like the gun's been out of like discontinued for like 15 years. But I saw somebody who had said they were going to take like it was I forget what company made it. It was like it wasn't Western Arms.
You see,
But it was like this. You might have seen it. It was an MG42. And it was an old model, like 15-year-old, like I think it was a Daytona gun MG42. And he was going to chop it up. And he was going to chop it up. He was going to put an M4 carry handle on it with a scope and all. He was threatening. I would have to find the post to send it to you, but it was like that's proper heresy. You take a 15-year-old priceless airsoft relic, chop that thing up into an Obrez.
So, epic fails. You're asking how to get your friend to move up in airsoft because they're scared of getting shot. The only way to get that, I'm assuming you mean when you're actually out on the field. What I find to be the best way to get people to move up is when they're surrounded by other people that are pushing up with them.
Tell them you will cover them.
Yeah, because
shovel handle on a PKM.
I get all the time
249?
these little kids that'll sit basically right in front of spawn.
Did you seriously see shovel handle on PKM?
But then as soon as I get a more experienced player with them, and that experienced player is there and explaining
box
everything that's
mag
going
on a
on and helping them
249.
push up, they feel a lot more comfortable and they start pushing up with them. What?
PKM box mag on a 249.
Why?
And the shovel handle
PKM
stock on a
with shovel handle
PKM.
stock.
You guys, go find this page on Facebook. Airsoft Heretics.
Airsoft Heretics, you gotta find it. Also, if you want some real steel stuff, the Bazaar of Bizarre Guns. It's an actual Airsoft page, and all they post is just the jankiest, most heretical real steel stuff you will ever see in life.
Yes, Daddy.
Also, getting shot only hurts for a second. It goes away. It's temporary.
You have to let them realize that. Are they afraid of getting shot and dying and having to walk back to spawn? Or are they just scared of getting shot? Be like, listen, it's going to hurt more to do literally anything will hurt more.
Another way that I usually like to explain it to some people, when you're coming here and you're paying for your admission...
I don't even have a Reddit.
You're not paying to shoot at other people while you're out there. You're paying to get shot at. And I can guarantee you, everybody that comes here gets shot at more than they actually shoot at somebody else. That's what you're paying for. If you happen to shoot somebody else, great. Awesome. Sounds
you
good.
Must know the way.
I do know the way.
I think I threw up. I'm kidding. I didn't. But anyways, I want to buy an HK45.
You just
I
bought the
kind of
Glock.
like it, but my only downside is I don't like the width of the body.
You don't like the width of the body?
Of the slide frame.
What was it?
Which
slide
is
frame?
slightly
That's
wider.
Two different things.
What was it?
Oh,
HK45?
well, the
Slide
slide. Well, no, the slide. Yeah.
What was the question? HK45?
I kind of don't.
Nah, he says how he wants to buy an HK45.
Part of me feels
just
like
bought the
it's.
Glock.
I'm just like, yes, I will do this. I do not like that the width of
The only thing I don't really like is...
slide, but you know, this thing's sexy as fudge. HK45 compact. It actually fits my hand really nicely because it's got that.
The only thing I
I'm
don't
gonna
like about
complete my Battlefield 4 loadout.
is
I'm
the
kidding. I
position
never
of-
use this.
The only thing I don't like is the position of the safety on it.
Yeah,
it's
I had
kind
that
of,
same
It's kind of
problem
exactly
with-
where my thumb would sit.
I have that same issue with SIGs.
See, the
At
SIGs are
least
fine for my hand.
the SIG X5, it was too close. They did a bad job designing it.
Oh, the X5. No, the X5 I'm not a fan of, but the regular SIG 226, I love the position of everything because it's not in the way and they're nice and low profile, so you're not going to accidentally hit something. But when you need them, they're right there. I love my SIG, both my my TM and my real one.
Hey, you want to buy a CO2 Glock?
No. I'm not a big Glock person.
I will sell this to you
I've
for a
been-
good price.
I've been quite vocal about that.
I never was either. Epic fail.
Yeah, I never
We'll
used to
see
be
you
a fan of Glock
Sunday.
either.
You shoot, yeah, you shoot. Bang bang.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
I think we're pretty... I think that's...
Somebody
sums
want to
up.
buy a CO2 Glock?
Kind of sums everything
Die.
up.
What?
You know what bugs me is
Do you think if I trade him the CO2 Glock, he'll give me some money off of it? Because if I have a Scar Heavy and an MP7, I'm pretty much a Navy SEAL. I like this. AR Juan. You got it. I have the AR
Yeah.
Juan and the MP7. I will be sexy SEAL. I will be Meal Team 6.
I'm gonna make Stefano take back his AR ones now.
What? Why? AR 1's the hottest
So,
shit
fun
ever.
fact, apparently it's Stefano.
Stefano.
I'm not joking.
No, he's Italian. It's Stefano.
Stefano.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
dead serious. I've been calling him Stefano for years, and he's never said anything. And then just last
Yeah, he's never
and then
said
just-
anything to
And
me
then just
either.
last week, I went, hey, Stefano. He's like, it's actually Stefano. I was like, are you
Really?
kidding? And he's like, no.
I've
Like,
literally
that's how
been
I
calling him
because
Stefano.
no, because he picked up because he was calling a customer and he went, "Hey, this is Stefano from Extreme Airsoft." I'm like, that doesn't sound right. But
You know,
it's
I-
your
I,
name.
I call him Stefano every once in a while as like a joke, thinking that his name's actually Stefano.
No, it's Stefano. So every time
Okay,
you've been
then.
joking, you've actually been saying it
Stop,
correctly.
stop, stop,
all right
stop.
then. Okay.
A little bit of racial sensitivity there, Tom. Come on, man.
Jesus. You guys.
Excuse me. Pardon.
All right. I think we're pretty.
Yeah, I think
That
we
kind
are
of covers
reaching
it. Like we
So
weren't gonna go
basically,
into
the
detail.
moral of today's podcast is buy a GTP9.
Here's a good one for both of you. So they're pretty much the exact same price. So, Elite Force 1911 or GTP 9?
GTP9.
Wait, what? Say it again.
They're basically the same price.
I have not shot the GTP 9 enough to make an opinion.
Fair
GTP9. I would do GTP9.
I'd say two different. I'd say can't compare them. Two different things. It's
Oh, we're gonna go by that argument
No,
now.
it's-
Oh yeah, I
back to
see
the
how it
original-
is.
Back to the
Shut up.
back to the argument that started all of it. Between the two of them, preferably, I'd take the GTP 9 over the 1911, but that's because I already have a CO2 1911.
Come on.
That's what you get. Pulling that shit on me.
But I'm here too. What did I do?
No, it's. I don't know.
Fly
It's,
monkey?
what do you want? Do you want hard recoil, or do you want you want hard recoil, or do you want something that is kind of immune to cooldown? Because the 1911 is kind of immune to cooldown as well, only because it's CO2, so it's so high pressure it doesn't really
I
care.
think the one thing that definitely helps the GTP9 in this argument is the fact that you are getting a bunch more stuff than you normally would get with a pistol. You're getting a hard case, you're getting obviously the magazine, you're getting a speed loader, you're getting an extra backstrap with an extra hop-up adjustment tool,
You get the
and
little
you're getting a
pizza.
patch. So you really don't get that with pretty much any other pistol for the most part.
Yeah.
I like this.
So I could say that I would like the GTP9 better, even though it's not in the same category.
APS ACP or KWA 1911?
Kill yourself. Death to you and everybody in it.
Can I see neither?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, because I choose option C, go play in traffic.
Oh,
Actually,
Jesus!
I choose option C, go up against a speed softer with a Marushan Derringer and nothing else.
I did this
I'd
once.
probably take that.
Yeah, I'd take
I
that,
did this
'cause
once.
Both of those guns are painful for entirely different reasons.
I had done this. I played a game once during the camps. We did a game where everybody else had whatever, and I didn't have. They were like, "We're gonna do a pistols only game." One of the kids was like, "I don't have a pistol." I was like, "Here's my Elite Force 1911." I was like, "Well, I don't have anything." And one kid was like, "Well, I have this Derringer," and somebody else was like, "Well, I have this smoke wagon," and I was like,
Doing it.
full send. So I actually got. I mean, the Derringer was really hard to reload on the fly, and pretty much once I was done, I went through all 5 shots of the smoke wagon. I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much done." I had to shoot somebody at like point blank to get actually get the kill, which is pretty
And
funny.
you know what I remember is the one time, was it James ran a camp once and he was like, "Hey," and the kids were all like, "Oh, we want a lights out game." So he was like, "Oh, I've got my NVGs, I'm just gonna wreck all these kids," and they smoked him.
Probably.
He got on the field and he got like 3 or 4 of them, and then like a couple of the kids just absolutely smoked him.
Hey, my head cap holds a lot of BBs back after all the BBs are shot. Any way to fix the spring for being worn out? Buy a new high cap.
No,
That's your only option
buy a new magazine spring.
for a high cap.
Yeah, they sell magazine springs for high caps.
Buy a mid cap. Problem solved. Done. You don't have any problems when you own mid cap. You just change spring forever.
Oh wait,
No windy wind.
Oh, I was thinking of something entirely different. Hey, my high cap holds a lot of. For some reason, I saw high cap and I read high kappa, so I thought it was a gas magazine spring.
Because we were talking about pistols and we talked about high cap.
Any way to fix a spring for being worn out? If it's not winding at all and it's doing that, ditch it. Buy a new one. They don't really make repair parts for high cap magazines. If it's doing it, you have to constantly wind it more. Or buy one of those.
Just buy a mid cap. Problem solved. Done.
Or alternatively, buy one of those. What the hell? What are they called? Those Elite Force high caps.
The QRS ones?
QRS Q mags. The high cap Q mags. The ones that you literally wind once and it dumps all the ammo in one go.
I dropped my cap and I am not picking it up.
Mid caps rule. You are correct.
Yeah.
I like this.
PTS EPMs.
PTS EPM.
I can't wait for the new EPMs to come out.
The EPM. What are they calling it?
The
ones?
EPM 1, which I feel like they should be calling it the EPM Plus.
The EPM better than...
Or at least the EPM2 anyway.
The EPM, the better than your mom's EPM?
Or alternatively,
Or dad's?
Not your dad's EPM.
Not your dad's...
Here's another. Or here's a.
We did it! BTS! I'm calling up Greg right now.
First.
Greg, we're going to say... Well, I mean, we'll call it that anyways, because now it'll be me.
Not
we'll
your
be
dad's
like,
EPM.
Not your dad's EPM. And they'll be like, what? And it's like, shut up, kid.
Alternatively, as has been the running joke with a couple of my other friends that are going to spring offensive, the EPM Gordon is going to have a fucking heart attack. Because there's no way to regulate them because they don't look any different than the normal ones. They're 200 round mid caps.
Well, you can't regulate because it's a mid cap.
Right.
It's a mid cap.
No, but it's the fact that it's like it's at the point where it's basically a high cap, and it's just we're already laughing because it's gonna be like Gordon's gonna have just nightmares over how am I supposed to regulate conserving ammo when they're now carrying 2,000 rounds on them at a time. Yeah, you don't. You just
wait. It's supposed to hold like 200 plus.
200
pieces.
plus.
it's over 200.
They don't have an exact amount because
yeah,
they're
it's
still
over
kind of working
200.
on it.
But like when
200
you're
plus.
limited to 10 mid caps plus one in the gun, you got 2,000 rounds on tap. Doesn't really matter about reloading, does it?
And
Not really.
having a round count indicator on it
That helps
is
too.
awesome. There's basically a window with an orange follower that you can see, or a little orange nub. And as you shoot,
pretty
you
tight.
can see the nub drop to the bottom of the mag. So you can just look at your mag really quick. So if you have it in your gun, you can just kind of flip it to the side, look at your mag, and see roughly how much. It's not an exact. It's not going to say that you got 50 rounds left in the mag, but
It's going to give
it's a
you an
rough estimate so you can
approximation.
look and
Or
make sure you're
alternatively,
prepared.
if you're not concerned about ammo, you can be the most baller of airsofters ever. You know who those are? The guys that go to American Milsim and Milsim West games with blank firing rifles just to help with the immersion.
Is
True.
it sad that I kind of want to go to one of those events with my G3 and fire blanks?
No, you
because
wanna
I
do
want to
this.
do the same thing. There was a guy, the last Milsim West one, Jet put out a video of there was a guy that was
The
firing.
M1.
There was a guy firing blanks out of his M1 rifle. He brought an M1 with
I'd
blanks.
like to
It
make a
was-
personal shout out to two homies I know that are watching the stream. My friends Catherine and Jess. How's it going? I just needed.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, we're
That's
the guys
it.
that work with him.
Yeah, they're
Define
blessed
work.
every day that I'm here. You call this? I mean, this isn't work here. This is what we're doing.
Did Sebastian leave Extreme?
Yeah,
We're not
so-
Short answer, yes.
Yeah, we're not discussing that.
He is not employed by Extreme. That's all.
You're only getting the short answer.
But that's where it's at, dog. The 460.
Okay, here's what happened. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I ended that joke early because it sucked.
Yes. That
But
joke
it's
was
late.
bad, and you should feel bad.
Every joke I say is bad, and I never feel bad about it.
Dog, I just want everything. So
Yeah.
that recoil shock scar sounded really good. I need to see if I can get
So those
convince
CO2
that guy.
flintlocks just...
What? Did I say?
I just want it for
How
the.
did
I
you-
just want it for the. I just want them for the
I want
memes,
that
dude.
PB2000 though.
Yes.
The gas pullback, the PB2000 is really nice.
No, I want to get those two CO2 flintlocks and get a nice case for them, and just whenever I get annoyed, I'll be right back. Bam! I'll see you on the field.
I like
I
it.
challenge you to a duel. You're gonna get it
Your
on
new
white
call,
glove
your
with you.
call sign is going to be cringe. According.
I dig it.
Yeah. Drunk enough.
We will call him cringe. I am into this.
I thought it was call sign Wino.
Call sign what? I punched laptop.
What we had talked about before Andrew left. Call sign Wino.
What?
I'm trying to remember why we thought of that.
Who are you looking at right now?
All right, touche.
What? I don't even.
Nani?
No need. I don't even know what just happened. Right? But
I'm actually not even sure.
I almost bought a
what just happened, to be honest
PO9.
with you.
I almost bought this thing, but I bought the Glock.
Actually, since Andrew
Considering,
recorded
like-
the review for those, he wants to get one so bad.
We recorded a review for this.
Yeah.
I've wanted to
We
get one.
recorded
I've
a
wanted.
review for that and the Series 25. He recorded the review for the UTG Reflex,
Oh.
and then we recorded a review.
I'll be honest. I've wanted
one
one of those ever since. I've wanted one of those ever since Charlie let me run his PO9 and all the CO2 mags for a game. Like,
They are really.
Well, that's where it's
Oh.
at. You know, they're nice. And it was between this, the USP, and the Glock.
Oh, that's actually that's pretty hard. It's a pretty hard call.
I think if I had to pick between those three, I probably would have gone with the USP. To be honest with you.
I like the USP is good because it's the hardest kicking. It's something different. If it wasn't going to be the Glock, it was probably going to be the PO9 because it's got a 25 round mag. That thing's sick.
Now, was it going to be a PO9 or those the PO1 act?
Oh, the Season 75
The race
SPL1
pistols?
Shadow
Yeah.
vacuum.
The orange ones. See, I want one of those really badly, but I don't want to have neon orange off my hip when I'm playing at outdoor games.
You have a bright orange tip on the muzzle.
My immersion!
No, I don't.
But you can have it here.
No, that'll ruin his immersion.
Oh, excuse me. My immersion, bruh. You're ruining my immersion.
My refactor is
There's way too much
XL
green.
because we XL.
Nobody. What is the best pistol for airsoft, and why is it that replica Pack 40?
What is this? I did not like these shenanigans. Too shenanigansy for me. This is what they said.
That'll be so much fun at Autumn Justice.
Why is it warm in here?
I don't know.
Just me?
No, it's not just you. I think
So,
it's, I
being
think it's
10
the store.
o'clock, I
think
think we
it's-
should finish
I
up
think
with
it's the
some
It's
store
10
telling-
o'clock!
I think it's
Yes,
the store
10
telling
o'clock.
us to go home.
The way Ryan sounds like my tech ed teacher looks too much like my friend that's in 8th grade. His name is ironically also Michael.
Meh.
I don't know. He
I look
sounds
like
pretty lame.
I look
so-
like a lot of homeless people with a beard.
What are you looking at
Just
me
a fun
for?
fact.
I thought that. I
Just
thought
a
it was
fun
funny you looked at him because I was about to make a comment like, that can also be Tom at the same time.
I'm not homeless, damn it.
I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the food.
He's saying, he sees the pizza. He's like, let's get on.
I'll see you in the dumpster later.
Ew. Wait, because Tom's gonna throw out the pizza, or because you're gonna go do some dumpster diving?
Yes.
That is what they call hanging out with my ex. Dumpster. No, I'm kidding.
You know you're 22 times more likely to be killed by a cow than win the lottery. It's true. I was chased by my ex chased me with a knife once.
Wait, what?
Said, did you know you're 22 times more likely to be killed by a cow than win the lottery, which is entirely true. My ex chased me with a knife once.
Ah, I like this.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Petition sign here for Ryan to grow a beard. I miss having one. The problem is I plan on getting a new job in June, and they might not let me have a beard. It's one of those things I'll find out when I actually go for an interview. So I'm just getting used to it now because I don't want to regrow it. And
Speeding belt. A speeding belt?
Speeding belt?
So you can't go too fast. You gotta wear a speeding belt. It's just got huge weight on it.
Oh, they mean just a battle belt. Battle belt or plate carrier.
Oh, which would we rather run?
What are you? Yeah,
Yeah,
for me it's
plate carrier.
For me it's what exactly
For
are you
me
doing?
personally, plate carrier.
It depends on. I mean,
Depends
I
on
don't
what you're
even
doing.
run a plate carrier anymore. I just run the chest rig. But I feel like in here, once I get, now that I have some funds, I kind of want to do. I want to do a belt, but I'm waiting for
I'm
my
not
favorite.
a fan of belts.
I'm waiting for my favorite Speed QB color to come out. Once that color drops, I'll buy a Speed QB belt and I'll run that pretty much exclusively in here just to belt
I'm used to already having a belt because I always have at least one pistol on me and I keep all the pistol mags and stuff on there. I want to pick up a battle belt because the KCO2 mags are so
Okay, wait.
heavy.
We're gonna end this.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
want to
end
go
it.
home.
Okay, guys.
Okay, everybody. So, just as a reminder, adult night this Saturday. Come down. It'll be 8 to midnight. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be freaking crazy, and be here. It's gonna be super cool. Very
If you're not
interesting.
here for it, you're a loser.
18
I
plus,
wanna take some
400 feet per second. That's it.
Really bad shoulder.
Pretty simple, straightforward, really cool. Looking forward to that.
Buy some pistols. Buy all the pistols.
Come
Yes, buy all the
in. We
things.
Oh,
have our Elite Force. We got a huge Elite Force restock. Come in, come see it. We still have some of the G&G ARP9 still in stock, so definitely come check those out. Those guys are...
We also still have some of the. I think we have one of the PCC 9s left.
limited
Those are
edition
limited
ones.
edition. They only made 30,000 of those nationwide, worldwide. Excuse me.
Worldwide.
Worldwide. So if you're looking to get something super unique, definitely come in, check out the PCC 9 because we only have one left, and I can't guarantee that we'll ever be able to get any more anytime ever.
Ever again. And the 416A5s, brandy new.
And the M27.
Just come buy everything. We don't
Yes.
have stands for the HK45s yet. Are you working in store tomorrow, or is Nick?
Nick.
Damn.
I literally only came in for Nerf today.
I just remember these weren't in the case.
I basically had the whole week
Next
off 'cause,
weekend-
I'm here long for this weekend because Nick's off this weekend.
So the next weekend, not this upcoming, is going to be Pistol Shotgun Night. So come out, check that out. Remember, we have Nerf Gaming. We're going to have Open Airsoft Gaming this weekend. Other than that, make sure you stay up to date. Follow us here on YouTube if you haven't. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Can't think of anything else. Follow us on Twitter. All our Facebook posts go to Twitter. I don't have the login for Twitter. Yeah, I follow us on Twitter. If more airsoft companies and players used Twitter, I would probably be active more. I'd be a lot. You'd see, if you want petty me, it's all about Twitter. But anyways, and you can change it from suppressed to not suppressed.
Oh,
that's great for all that airsoft stuff.
Somebody buy this Fly Gold pistol right here.
Yes, you buy the gold Wii 1911.
Full set.
She is beautiful. She needs love too. All right, so there are no strippers on adult night. As
Stay in school, kids.
No strippers on adult night, but and no alcohol either.
Yeah, no.
But we did have adult Nerf night.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
And that does allow alcohol, and that was so much fun.
Oh.
And the customers that showed up, some of them said that it's the most fun that they've ever had doing anything other than like airsoft.
Let's put it this way: it has no business being that fun, but it was that fun. I actually stayed for pretty much the whole night, and yeah, it's probably the most fun I've had in quite a while if you don't count actually playing airsoft.
I was so mad I didn't get to go, but I had food poisoning all weekend.
Hot nerd.
I made the mistake. I think it was this past weekend. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was this past weekend.
Yeah, I made the mistake of actually going out and being social on Friday night, which I never do because I prefer to do my drinking home alone like a normal person. And
like an alcoholic.
And I went out with some friends, and and my reward was food poisoning all weekend. So I didn't get to go to adult night, and I didn't get to come in Sunday to do tech work. It was very sad, but I'm gonna be here for the next one. Probably working with my luck.
If you guys are over 20, if you guys are 21 plus, check out our next adult
Nerf night. It's so fun.
So much fun. I've had the most fun I've ever had in quite a while if you don't count actually playing airsoft. So it was a lot of fun, and I couldn't recommend it more.
Facts. So stay up to date with our website, extremeairsofti.com. Check our calendar.
Me and Brendan were being tryhards out there.
No, there's
me and Brendan were out there in full kit like we were running airsoft, but we were running Nerf because why not? We thought it was hilarious.
So very cool. Make sure you guys check that out. Stay tuned. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching. It's been your boy Snuggles.
And no name.
Our customer he couldn't think of my name for some reason, which is weird because, I think that Chuckles, I'm pretty much all over the social media.
No, it was Shuggies. That's what it was.
He called me Shuggies?
Shuggies. He comes in and he goes, yeah, I was talking to the guy Shuggies.
Well, here's the real answer is he knew. Here's my theory is he knew who you were. He just didn't care.
He just doesn't like that I call him out. He doesn't like that I've yelled at him. Homeboy.
Yeah, he's like Shuggies was telling me about blah 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 blah, and you weren't here yet. You were coming in later that day, and me and Nick were like, who's Shuggies?
Shuggies. I figure that Chuckles is a pretty memorable name.
Chuckles, do you have a side job at Foxy that we don't know about?
Hey, my Tuesday nights are none of anybody's business. It's half-price strippers. Call sign Shuggies.
Yep.
Ew,
petition to Rycon.
All right.
Call sign to Shuggies.
All right. Okay, we're done here. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good.
Oh, don't forget.
What?
No, I was gonna be that guy and end the stream like I did last week. So I'm not going.
Yeah.